Hello everyone. So while I'm waiting for the memory chips, RAM chips specifically to come for Nakamichi 700XL, I decided to work on my Pioneer T-555WR. It's probably the best double well deck from the Pioneer they made. So it has automatic calibration on each side, and it's calibrated separately bias, level, and equalization. So it has twin HX Pro, multiple other systems, and separate counters, beautiful large display, so you may see yourself. I'm already tested it before. It has some mechanical issues I will be working on right now. Let's see. So the right valve does work a little bit, so it's fast forwards, rewinds, and it's even plays. Now it won't. Oh yeah, it plays in the opposite direction. Let's see, flat system. Here, it tries to work. So it's records bias patterns, then it's rotate back, then it's reads, and it's error. So we need to do more work. Alright, now it's plays forward. Let's see if it will calibrate forward. No, it's don't go again. Okay. Let me see. Here is the head. Yeah, everything is sticky. Been sitting for a while. I will be cleaning and lubricating it. So meet you in a moment. And here we go. I removed the top cover, and you may see that both tape transfers has quite simplified construction. Belts are still there, and I wouldn't say that they are fried, so looks like they've been recently replaced. Looks good. So technically I would clean, lubricate, and see how it will perform. Yeah, capstans are a little bit bigger and heavier than on the other two well decks I have seen. So that's a good sign. But all in all, pretty simplistic construction. Everything controlled with a large CPU. This is 2 record boards, and their playback amp and Dolby system. Not much, really. Those later decks are really simple due to high integration of the components. So comparing to this CPU, Nakamichi 700XL has 3 or 4 boards full of parts. Alright, even if they already been installed in CPU, but it was low powerful and could do a minimum of computations. Alright, and you may see lots of Nichicon, I believe it's Muse Polar series capacitors from mid-80s. Okay, let's see what I can do with it. See you when I will remove tape transfers. Okay guys, I removed tape transfers, so technically I pulled the front panel, but you may not do it. So it holds on 2 screws from below here and 2 on top, and same as here. And I had to desolder rice heads because these connectors don't want to pull up. Alright, so it's easy. The ground wire goes to the front, and the signal wire goes to the back. Same on the other tape transfers. They are absolutely identical, so both records play and you cannot break them. Same pinch rollers, I believe, as on Sony deck. I will measure. You see the gear mechanism for fast forward and rewind. So that's good sign. We don't need either. I need to clean up, and here is the bells. Bells looks almost new. So there was a service in Japan, but as you may see, it still works poorly. So I will work to make this guy as good as I can. All right. So let me free up the space, and I meet you there. All right. So let's start with the first transport. So it has pretty similar mechanics for the pinch rollers. Let's see. Pull pinch rollers out. Really? It's not metal. Some kind of plastic. Wow, that's cheap. Let me see. So here is a Sony, and it's exactly the same. All right, so you can safely replace them with the good pinch rollers. Okay. Next one. Same. Plastic. Wow. This one has black insert. Come on. And two others, I'm not sure. Okay, let's see. What else? So, as you may see, there is no back plate for the capstans. So capstans hold by E-ring on the front. And what is about motor? How is it fixed? Take a look. I believe somewhere here. It's pretty drastic. It's very cheap, but at the same time it's very efficient. So the one capstan which not only plays a capstan roll, but it also has a gear, and it rotates command gear. And just to make it true, you need to do a click touch here with the electromagnet, and it will be rotating to the next mode. You see the white gear here is rotating. Done. Stop rotating. Oh yeah. Everything is so dirty. It was in some very dusty place. Let me see if I will start from the dust in it. No, it doesn't help anymore. So we will be cleaning. And cleaning will be long. Alright, so I will clean it a little bit. Let me see the head condition. And what I will do, I will remove these earrings, I will pull up back capstans, clean, lubricate everything, make sure that everything works smoothly. And I hope it will start working well again. If not, so this would be a parts. Still, I have read that this model was one of the best. They proposed it, and it did cost about $600 when they released. So it's quite expensive. Both wells can record, and both wells do automatic calibration. However, tape transport you see is very simplistic. I even don't observe brakes. So not from either side. Okay, very simplistic. Interesting. Did they put balls or not? No, no balls. Everything sits on plastic. All right. Luckily we have metal shafts here. Comparing to Technics, Technics has plastic shafts, and some of the cheap Sony decks has the plastic shafts for the wheels. Okay. Really. Mass production error. Oh, and here not much to disassemble. We will have just single gear, and that's it. So I need to remove this metal cover because otherwise capstans are not pullable. Oh, and the second capstan we cannot pull because there is a motor. So, and here is 2 screws or 3 screws inside which holds the motor. Here is one. Looks like nothing here. And here is the second one. Yeah, see, 2 screws which holds the motor. Motor is almost free now. How to release it? It's soldered to the board. So I need to desolder it to get access. Wow. What a combination. Oh, here you go. See, rotates well. Let me see if I can quickly lubricate it. So it's about 1 millimeter, probably 0.8 millimeter between pulley and motor, and it's plastic. And this won't go. Oh, it goes. Okay, now we have access. And I need my oil to get to the motor. And as you've seen in my previous videos, just lubrication of this front bearing sometimes gives 1-200 gears increase in the playback speed when we test using 3 kg tape. So that's good point because it holds a tension from the belt and would be really good to have it lubricated well, so not to have any issues when it will be running. Okay, it gets quiet now in both directions. Alright, now we can push this. Alright, sits back. Good. Done with this motor. Let's see, belt. Belt is good. It's not new, it's a couple years old. Maybe like 5 to 8. still stretchy. Let me measure if it's a proper belt. So I have read it should be 8-inch longs, and it's a little bit longer. Right, so half longs is 4.4. Okay, so it's 8.8. But this already was like sitting quite tight. I'm not sure, maybe I was looking on the Turntable Needles website, so they propose 8 inches belt here. Let's see. Okay, and now we can pull out capstans and get access to the capstan bearings. And it's like that. So E-ring, then the small plastic ring, like that. And now we can push capstan out. Oh, it's so dirty, I don't want to go. I need to clean in place first. Wow, you see how much dirt is there. Okay. So it's a very simple tape transport to service. Not many parts. We just will need to check switches, solder motor back, and that's it. Yeah, technically I don't need to adjust anything. It's so simple as that. Okay, let me see if I can pull it out. No. Okay, come on, go. Yeah, from this side we have another plastic ring. Alright. And the second one is similar story. Let's clean it first. Because it wasn't cleaned for quite a long time. So bear with me, and we will make this deck running smoothly. I'm not sure if we can do it perfect, it will depend on the heads, but smoothly it should. I cannot understand how the people use this so bad, not clean. Like it's like kids. So you get a toy, you play with it, broke it, and trash it. That's it. You don't care. Okay, let me see if I can pull it now. Okay, that's the right one. I believe they have the same diameter. They're both pretty thin shafts. One is here, one is here. Alright, so to save your time, next I will lubricate this part so it will work smooth lubricate bearings from both sides, front and back, and lubricate this common. Nothing to do here more. Everyone has to see how it's connected, so should be pretty simple. Alright, so see you when assemble. Okay guys, I reassembled both tape transport, replaced pinch rollers. So you see they are very close, just like these elements with the springs, and like element on the top, which support button to push and open the door. They are mirrored, and the wires that go from the right side, this one goes from the left side. Everything else is pretty the same. So there are points to lubricate down there, meets here, and on the opposite side I had to lubricate a gear, a mechanism for automatic tape rotation, and that's technically it. Oh, I still have to solder these guys to this motor, and I installed new belts and new pinch rollers because old belts like really were already too old. Alright, so let me assemble and let's see if it will work. Hello everyone, and here is the first start. I'm just testing the left valve. You may see now it's closed, it's open really well, no problem at all, because I lubricated everything. Fast forward, rewind. Very quiet tape transfer. Comparing to Sony for the cheaper decks, this one is super quiet. Super easy to service, really. And you see there's levels. Okay, good. Now let's check the other valve. Fast forward. Right. Playback. So maybe empty space on the tape, I'm not sure. Let's search for some signal. And reverse. I did connect it, so not sure. Yeah, amplifier works, as you may see. Oh, here is the signal, so it works. Oh yeah, good. So next I will be tuning it, measure parameters. So I see it has separate Dolby for each valve. That's why we have so many capacitors. So it's one Dolby chip, another Dolby chip, one for each valve. Oh yeah. All right. Let me work on it, and then let's listen if we can do something good from this deck. And here guys, next step, I just tuned azimuth on both decks, both valves. And here I'm installing tapes. And let's check if it will start calibrating right away. I didn't touch any levels yet, but I listened to a couple tapes and it plays really cool. I didn't expect it, considering that heads are like not in a new shape. It plays all range of high frequencies and sounds really pleasant. Probably the best sounding 2-well deck I have heard so far. Now let's check flat system. Left valve. Oops, didn't finish, so maybe the switches for tape type. Let's see one more time. Again, error on level. Why? Looks interesting. It was just calibrated I believe the only reason is these switches. I tried to pull up tape, so let me see one more time. It was calibrating. Okay, and equalizer. Complete. So see, it's calibrated all three positions. So what's happening? This deck doesn't indicate tape type on the display. So if the switches are oxidized and it was not used for a long time, it may not calibrate. Because it may set up, for example, type 2 for type 1 tape and bias will be different. Okay, now let's check this one. Yeah, tape transport is super quiet and super simple to work on it. So if you came across such deck, highly recommend. And I bought remote for this deck, so it should be interesting. Alright, calibrated. Now let's swap tapes. And let's see if it will calibrate again. Okay, and now this one. Okay, done. Alright, as you may see, I came out of the box with all factory tuning. It calibrates, so I will check, I will measure parameters. Looks to be a great deck. Alright, and I like the display. It's probably the most beautiful display you can find in a 2-well deck. The same big as a Sony 965. But it has more colors. Technically Sony has green colors as well, but for the different modes. Also you see this 1 and 2, that's mean where it is barely tuned. Alright, I just didn't get this 1 and 2, what does it mean. And here we can switch to the time mode, so let me see. Oh, you can hear the test tones. Alright, so you see time mode and counter mode, like that. The same is here, time mode, counter mode. You have deck 1, deck 2, so I'm not quite sure what 1 and 2 mean here on display. You may help me in comments if you know. Alright, moving on, see you. Here guys, I'm continuing tuning. I just set up speed for this deck. And it's quite intricate procedure, not regular, because left well has just single pot. So what we have to do, we have to use a screwdriver and short here 2 test points together, and that will go to the test mode, and you will see the C00 on the display. Then you click play and you click fast forward key here and you measure frequency. In my case it's 5882. Last time it was 5874, so a couple hertz here and there doesn't mean for these 12 decks. Okay, 5876, and then you adjust regular speed with the spot to be around 3 kilohertz. So it's not very stable, like between 3002 and 3007. Okay, and then you switch the same tape into the other deck. You click play, you click fast forward, and tune up, so it should be close to this. You see, after some heating it's a little bit higher. I need to adjust. And here is the two ports right here in the middle of the screen. One is for high speed, and then we release and tune up the lower speed. Alright, that's how it's done. See you soon. Okay guys, next step is set playback levels. So what I just did on both decks. Here you may see levels here, oscilloscope, and I was using VTVM to set proper levels. So these two left-right channel for the right deck, left-right channel for the left deck. Here we have record levels, and here I believe on this side, right deck and left deck, bias, right and left here, and it's test tones 400 Hz and 15 kHz or 10 kHz. And there are two more ports. I still need to learn what those ports do. There's this one, and there is another one. Right? Moving on. Well guys, I'm adjusted record levels and bias in the normal mode, and then I get to switch again to the test mode to test levels for the BLE system. It's 400 Hz and 12.5 kHz. And like in the test mode, you click parallel rec, and it shows you level for 400 Hz, and it should be 0. Okay? And then you click normal speed, and it switches to 15 kHz. So here, you see, it shows 400 Hz. Let me see why it's 400 Hz even, and level here. And now I click normal speed, and we have about 10 kHz, 9.37. Okay. And that's it. Uses just right channel to automatically calibrate. Alright, now we can power off and power on to get out of this mode. So, and that's the tuning complete. The two last spots is for tape leader sensitivity. I believe it has a sensor here on the left side installed right here to measure if there is a tape leader and when there is tape starts for quick reverse. So tuning is complete. Now I will measure parameters and we should be good. Playback, it's not that much to the 3-head decks, so it slowly degrades. It's like between 400 Hz and 10 kHz, it's about -2 decibel, 12 kHz is -3, and 15 kHz is -5 to the levels, but it still sounds and plays really nice. So I will give you a chance to listen it. I will make a record. So this would be it for this part, I believe. I will measure, like how it records and plays using T100 analyzer, so stay tuned. See you soon. Hey guys, and here I am started measuring, and it's 3 kHz tape, and I measure wow and flutter, and I'm impressed, to tell the truth. Left deck is 0.07. Okay, and it skips really well, and the only pike is 60 Hz, which is, I believe, connected to the power supply side, so it keeps pretty well. and speed is good. Now let's check the second valve. It was okay. Speed here is too high. I will have to adjust again. See, it's dropping. But right valve and flutter is different. It's 0.12, 0.11. Okay, so it's higher than the left one. Pretty strange results. Same belts. I did everything the same, clean up, lubricated, so not sure why. Okay, so let me set the speed. Oh, it's already 3007. So it just needs to warm up. So speed normalized. 3005. I was setting like after a while. The service manual says like set speed after 1 minute. But I don't like valve and flutter on the right side. Not sure what's happening. It's a pretty simple transport. Okay, let me see if I can do better. Okay guys, I have checked both direction. I clean it again, cap stands. Looks like that's a motor issue. There is nothing left. And in opposite direction, you see speed is different by 25 gears. And it's still 0.11, 0.12%. Alright. And forward direction. So 2 well decks, they are not so cool as the 3 head decks. And you see, yeah, it's dropping 0.12, 0.11. And speed between start and end tape is not the same. So that's the nature of analog sound. Alright, so now let me prepare and I will do calibration test. See. Alright, this would be the record test without calibration first. So that's the source. I'll start recording. So you see this deck has a little slope here on the low frequencies in the source mode. And technically it's 7 like has a little slope on the high frequencies, but not much, a little bit. Okay, now let's rewind and play. So what we recorded, so without calibration we recorded not very well. After 10 kilohertz it's significant drop, and on 16 kilohertz there is no signal. Alright, now let's do flat. When I listen it, so it still sounds really good. So let's see. But I was recording using flat system. Now let's compare what we will have, if it can help. Because original tuning done on 315 gears and on 6 kilohertz. Alright, and BLE works 400 gears and 12.5 or 10 kilohertz. So let's see. Let's record. Again, that's the source. And then the playback. I wouldn't say that it's much better. Pretty the same. Alright. And there is a drop in the bass area below 50 gears. Alright. Let's see on the left side. So recording without. Okay, and playing back. And technically it's the same story. See, I tune it on 6 kHz and it keeps well on 6 kHz. Now let's do flat. Error. Okay. Let's try again. I believe it will work fine this time. Just need a little bit more to be used. Okay, calibrated. Reset. And we're recording. A little bit more even between left right, but no big change. All right, that's what I thought. So like this has been worn and we need to compensate this. So let me think if I can do it. So we'll try to pull this board out. Let me think more about it. See. Okay everyone, I just found the issue with recording. I found where we've been cutting off all 16 kHz, and it was a MPX switch here on the bottom side. So this one, see, that's where it rolls off. Let me change zoom a little bit. So you see, here I'm turn off the switch, and now we should be good. Okay, because when I recording, I hear that the DAC records fine, and it was a big surprise for me. And it's not, so I'm just calibrated flat and starting recording. So let's do a test. So here I'm recording. Let me zoom in a little bit. And now we're going good. So now there is no drop. All right. Now let's rewind and play back. Well, it didn't help much. You see, it rolls off after 10 kHz whenever I do. But I don't understand. When I play music, I'm here like everything one-to-one to the source. There is no difference. And like I was thinking about, so maybe this one is like the flex system. So let me pull up the image to the separate screen. Okay. I found here the two transistors, right? This Q101, Q102, and original capacitor which sits in a parallel to the head. This one, C105, is 220 picofarad. Right, and this one, C101, is 1000 picofarad. And if they connect, so they sense that there is a music, and they connect this 1000 picofarad in a parallel to this 220, so music will be recorded with the full range. So maybe that's it. Maybe this flex system works like that, because right now 220 is not enough. but I have no idea how they like identify if this music plays or not, because like this signal goes directly from the CPU and it's coded like X1X, something like that, says the signal. All right, so here 1X1, this signal, and it goes directly from the CPU pin, I believe, right here. No, this is control CPU. There was another one. I was able to trace it just directly to the CPU. Yeah, here, 1X1, IC502, LC7570. I have no idea what it does, but it adjusts level, equalization, bias, so it's kind of this flex system microchip, and it communicates directly with serial interface with the main control CPU. Alright, and it has multiple control signals, and I don't know what they did here. When I listen music, I record, I play, so together with Dolby, without Dolby, the factory tapes, everything plays really, really nice. When I do tests, you have seen yourself. And that's I cannot explain, really. I tune it according to service manual. I like how it sounds. It probably sounds the best of the 12 decks I did out of the box, but that's it. So, alright, let me assemble and let's test it, because I have no idea why it does this work. I probably will also test recordings upstairs, see how it plays, and then we'll make my final decision. Alright, see you guys.